What's up, everybody? Dog on a father's levels to this. Hopefully, you guys are having an amazing day today. Is today Tuesday? Today is Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday, October 29th. Man, oh man. Here's sipping on my pre-workout. Just finished meeting that I had, and thank the Lord Jesus. I get to fly back home tomorrow. I miss my family. Families, hands down, the most important thing. Even when I travel, like I find a way to make it to the gym. But you know what's interesting? I'm at the age right now, and I don't know I'm gonna sound old, where going to the gym requires a lot more. Meaning like I gotta also sleep right, I gotta also eat right. Like I gotta do almost everything nearly perfect to even look halfway decent. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's starting to get annoying. I mean, I live in America, so I see how many fat people in America. So I'm almost like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just get fat. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't think the people around me would like that very much. So it is what it is. Yeah, like my wallpaper. Yeah, my wallpaper is clean. But yo, let's talk about some things. So Sony shut down a studio. Wait. I thought people said that Concord they were gonna keep it and they were gonna resend it out and they were gonna figure out a way to probably make it free to play, all this other stuff. And look, man, here's the thing. In my opinion, the more games to play, the better. In my opinion, the more games to play, the better, because you might find something that's for you that you might actually like. Listen, I beat Redfall. Now it took me a while to finally play Redfall, but when I finally played it, one of the things I said was turn off the noise, right? I said, playing games, not worrying about what anybody else is gonna say online, the opinions of other people doesn't matter. Like you just play the game yourself and you yourself determine whether you like it, right? Now I'm not gonna say that Redfall is a 10 out of 10. No, and definitely not. But I would be lying to you if I told you that I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed Redfall. So I'm glad that I got a chance to experience it. Now, if they would have shut it down, I guess it is what it is. But I'm glad I got a chance to experience it, and I bet that if I would have played it when it dropped, if it had the 60 frames per second patch, and I was actually playing it with friends, I bet I would have enjoyed it a lot more because I understand the concept of the game and what they wanted you to be, and it makes sense. Once you understand the game, it makes sense. So I'm glad that they closed it. Hi-Fi Rush was another game that I liked, I enjoyed. Not definitely not my type of game. I enjoyed it, and then they decided to close that studio. The rhyme and reason sometimes doesn't make sense, but now here's Sony. Concord comes out. I played Concord. Concord was Concord was not bad. Now I know people are gonna say Concord was trash, this, and that. No. Concord's problem is that it was a game that you had to pay for in a reality where you could get a better version of the same game for free. That's the problem. It's a live service game with hero shooters, right? Which is a genre that's like, oof, do you really want to compete against that? Do you really? And that's the problem. It should have came in at least. It should have came in in PlayStation subscription service. At least it should have done that. But it didn't. It should have definitely released on Xbox as well. It's a live service game. Why not? Let that go multi-plat completely. But it didn't. And it should have been free to play. But it didn't. So the game fails in a sea of other live service multiplayer games. Apparently a crazy amount of money was invested in this game. It's like, how could Sony be so far off the vision? How could this company, Sony PlayStation, could you believe it? How could they be the ones that make greatness left and right? How could they be so far off the mark that they missed with this? You know why? Because they're trying to do something that's not up their alley. Stick to the single player, third person, over the shoulder, quick time event, cinematic type of games. That's what you're good for, Sony. And yes, you have to rely on the Call of Duties, the Apex Legends, the 2Ks, and the Maddens to actually sell your console. All these idiotic people out there talking about exclusive sells consoles. You sound so dumb. No, it doesn't. Exclusives create an illusion for you to believe that you need to have that consoles. But when you look at the numbers, most people are playing multi-plat games on a PlayStation 5. Why? Because you can buy the exclusive too. No! It's just a known brand. And Sony can ride that wave of the known brand. They need to stop with this exclusivity thing, especially for games that don't make sense to be exclusive at all. I get it if you want to keep your single player, third person, over the shoulder, quick time event, action story driven games exclusive, but for a multiplayer game that's a live service multiplayer game, stop being dumb. Put it on at least on your own subscription service. Make everybody else pay for it if you want, but put it everywhere. Concord would have had a better chance if it was on Xbox. I don't care what nobody tells me. Xbox is the shooter box. Xbox is the box where people like we like multiplayers. And PCs was saving Helldivers, right? PCs was keeping Helldivers afloat. So PlayStation, you have your own metrics. Your own first-party multiplayer games are not doing well when you keep them to yourselves. Share the wealth. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 right now is out, and it's probably selling like crazy on the PlayStation 5. How do you think that makes Sony feel? And I see a whole bunch of these freaking dumb ponies talking about the PS5 Pro is gonna play Black Ops 6 way better. I'm so excited. You think Sony wants to see that? You think Sony wants to see you saying that you're gonna use their hardware, which they're only gonna get that one-time payment for, to play the competitors' live service game? You idiots should be saying Helldivers is going to look so much better on my PS5 Pro. That's what you should be doing. You should be asking Sony, what is Helldivers going to look like on my PS5 Pro? And y'all should only be playing Helldivers if y'all really are about that life and really care about Sony like that. Instead, the majority of PlayStation fans are going to be playing Madden, 2K, Call of Duty, everything that could be played everywhere and doesn't belong to Sony. These are all facts. Another studio shutting down because of mismanagement of Sony. That's crazy. Before you come in here and say Xbox mismanages studios, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we already know that. We already know that. The bar is low for Xbox. Yeah, they suck. Yep, they suck. Yeah. Before you take the speck out of my eye, that's a bar. Before you take the speck out of my eye, you better take that tree trunk out of your book. Y'all don't know Bible. Y'all want to talk Bible? Bars. Sony needs to worry about themselves. PlayStation fan base, if you ride or die for Sony, you should have bought 3 copies of Concord. You should have been playing Concord. Yeah, y'all were not playing Concord, dog. Sea of Thieves had more players than Concord. Boy, y'all disgraceful. Y'all the fakest fans ever. Y'all over there celebrating. Y'all don't even see what happened. Y'all, oh my goodness. And that's why I say Xbox is way smarter than you think. Y'all sitting over there celebrated that Xbox games were going to PlayStation, play those Xbox games, and didn't support the own PlayStation games and had to force them to shut down. That's why PlayStation is making remakes and remasters. You don't lose by making remakes and remasters. You already have the story, you already have the characters, you already have the plot, you already have the creative vision. All you're doing is upping the graphics, and now they're gonna have this PSSR that's gonna do it automatically. Changing some things here and there. This one has more grass, this one has more shadows, and boom, release the game again. Genius. Genius. What makes me so frustrated about all of this is that this doesn't have to be. If PlayStation truly believes that people are buying their consoles because of exclusivity, they don't understand the numbers, which is weird to me. Which is weird to me. People are gonna buy PlayStation because they just like PlayStation better. And that's okay. People are gonna buy PlayStation because the PlayStation games do look great on PlayStation. That's okay. But if you think people are buying PlayStations, if you think the masses are buying PlayStation just because of their exclusives, no. No, you don't need, I have heard people that are PlayStation fans. I heard somebody tell me that they never played a Killzone 4, a Killzone, what's it called? Shadowfall. And I played and I beat that game, and I'm sitting here like, wait, you're a PlayStation fan, and I thought and you buy a PlayStation for their exclusive, but that's an exclusive that you didn't play. Like, why? Why would you not support that game? Saying that the game is trash. I played the game. The game is not trash. The game is good. Now, I gotta be fair. As y'all can see, there's a current theme to some games that I seem to like. I am biased towards first person shooters. I am. And my most basic requirement is that it runs at least 60. That's my basic requirement. Typically. I played Killzone Shadowfall. I actually liked it. I liked it a lot. That's why I liked Crossfire X. I also thought that game was good. That's a first person shooter. I played Scorn. It's not, I wouldn't call it a first person. Yeah, it's a first person shooter per se. Just the guns are weird. Not like that. But Scorn actually had a pretty good story. Um, so yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't understand why Sony is so out of touch right now. Sony is Sony is not in a good spot, man. They made a listen. I'm gonna give Sony some props right now. They made a tremendous console this generation. You gotta give it to them. It looked like the Xbox Series X was gonna be the dominant console and was gonna mollywop the PS5. It looked like with all the studios that Xbox has, that PlayStation wasn't gonna be able to keep up with everything that they had released. Yet Sony somehow, some way made what you could argue is the better performing hardware. Now, listen. I want you to listen to that statement. It doesn't have to necessarily be the better hardware on paper, but it's the better performing hardware in a lot of different cases, right? You can argue that. You can argue if you want to argue for difference in resolutions and stuff. That's up to you. But the PlayStation 5, man, has definitely held its own. It's the PlayStation 5 is so good that the PlayStation 5 Pro has a really tough time of selling itself. Cause that's how good a PlayStation 5 is. That okay, here's a mid-gen upgrade. Okay, what are we upgrading to? You're still gonna have to pick between fidelity and performance, unless everything in performance now is gonna be 120 frames. You know what I'm saying? But even then, there's 120 frames on a lot of PlayStation games already. So PlayStation has made a tremendous hardware. PlayStation software wise is where I think they're missing the mark. And it's not their fault. It's just that what is their fault? But they gotta understand the industry is changing now. You have to put your games everywhere. I am on PC right now, and Xbox is still getting my money, even though I am, like you guys call me a Xbox refugee, and I left the console, and I'm not happy with the console. I'm not happy with the console. I hate the fact that my Xbox Series X is not mollywhopping the PS5, because that's what I was told it was gonna do. Yet here I am with an Xbox logo, and Xbox still getting my money because they put their games everywhere. Now their games are here. Now let's just say for whatever reason I don't even want to do Game Pass. I don't want to do Game Pass. I want to support the developer. Let's just say some crazy talk like that. The same games are on Steam. The major platforms. Sony, put your games, all of them, on Steam now, day and date. That would help every single game. Stick to what you know. Ooh, Red Dead Redemption is out already. Put that on my wish list. I gotta put on my wish list. There you go. Put it on my very positive review already. Ooh, look. Yeah, that game's fire. I beat it on the Xbox Series X, 4K. Oh, I actually played it with low frame rate compensation. Oh my god, yep. Craziness. Anyways, I don't want to celebrate this. This doesn't make me feel good that a studio is is closing and people are losing their jobs and all this other stuff. But sometimes you need to show the red. You need to show the negative. You can't hide it so that people get the picture. And this is what happens, Sony. This game had no business needing to be paid for, and then you would have to pay to play online, obviously if you're on PlayStation. And number two is there's no reason why this game was not on Xbox. There's no reason why Helldivers is not on Xbox. You know what I was thinking about Helldivers when it first came out? How dope I think this concept would have blown up in Helldivers. You know how in Helldivers it's you against the machines or you against the bug or whatever, right? But imagine if there were different armies within that. And it would show what army liberated what. So you had the Xbox army, you had the PC army, you had the PlayStation army, and it showed who liberated what. And within us, we all competed to liberate as much stuff as possible. Do you know how fire that would be? If they did that, bring the Xbox community, the PlayStation community, and even if you played on PC, but let's say that you did put Helldivers on Game Pass. Boy, oh my goodness, come on now. And then you could customize your guy, your Helldiver, and every single community had different types of Helldiver outfits. If you're on play, oh my goodness. That would have been phenomenal. But Helldivers is doing fine. Helldivers don't need no help. Well, the studio has been closed down. What does that mean? I don't know. Maybe somebody else will pick up Concord. Maybe Xbox will buy Concord and put it on Game Pass. I played it. I thought it was alright. I didn't think it was bad. I just thought it was the same. That's obviously a problem. Dark went on A5. There's levels to this, man. This is never good. But it is what it is. We out. Peace.